Hey everybody, welcome back to the Kids at Heart podcast. This is M, and today we've got Mike, Joe, and a very special guest, the myth, the legend, the man, the creator behind the Hexa Gear Facebook group, Jia Wern. Welcome.
Welcome.
Welcome,
Thanks for having me, guys.
welcome. Thanks for coming in, bro. We're excited to have you, and today we're gonna talk about the plastic motorcade of the year. Well, from Kotobukiya, V-Thor. We're gonna show
Yeah.
off. I think all of us we have our V-Thor ready. We're just gonna show this off real quick. This is it.
Wow.
It looks good.
Yep.
Oh,
Okay, all
I
V-Thors.
love this thing.
Right. All
Oh
the
my
V-Thors tonight.
goodness.
I attached the
Wow.
shields onto the shoulders.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's cool.
I kind of like how it looks like with them like that.
It is
Nice.
cool. I like how all of us we have the same kit, but it looks different.
It's
Like the way we do it, which is kind of
It's
cool.
same, but different. Yeah. But
Yeah,
Joe's one looks amazing, bro.
Yeah, Joe's showing us all up.
yeah. So
Yeah, this episode, Joe's like, it's Joe's time to shine.
it's his
Yeah.
time to shine, and he has more than one.
Yep, I do have a second built and then a third unbuilt, which I have. I'm gonna
Three?
just swap them out. Yeah, I got three. I had to. Like
Are
I
you
bought
trying to get the Dark Night Stalker version?
Yeah, the new one.
no,
Come on,
only
man.
because I'm gonna paint them anyway, right? So
Okay.
Mm.
this is
you
kind
know.
of washed out because he's not painted yet. But
Yeah.
again, like I sacrificed my weird tails to add some armor bits to it and stuff.
Oh,
No.
yeah.
Because I might actually get like the Night Stalkers weird tails,
Mm-hmm.
because I took basically all the external armor bits off to make this kind of my squad of 3 V-Thors. So, but it is like best Hexa Gear kit for sure.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But like
Oh, yeah.
also like way up there just in terms of like a mecha model kit. Like it poses like an action figure, right? Like
It absolutely does.
Exactly.
It's sturdy.
It's bananas. Yeah, it's sturdy. It's so articulated, it's nuts. Like I haven't really found like a natural like humanoid pose that I can't put it in. Even
Mhm.
like some super unrealistic stuff too. But like it just, oh, it's glorious.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make people buy something this time instead of me buying stuff the last 2 episodes.
You put your
And because I don't have
down.
3 of them already, I'm probably gonna get the Night Stalkers version. It just the flames
Yeah.
decals
Yeah.
on that look so awesome.
And the X one too.
Oh,
The
yeah.
Governor
Comes
X
together
one.
with it, right? Yeah.
Yeah, for sure, man. Yeah,
Which
go
I
ahead.
have my
One.
Governor X1 right here, who's my pilot for my V-Thor.
Same
I
here.
love this
I've
little
got
guy.
it. I've
Custom
got it
made.
in here.
Yeah.
I've got it in here. I think it's kind of weird
Oh, yeah.
to open up the cockpit, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm always like struggling with this. So the 3 of you have built way more plastic model kits than I did. So in your opinion, you think that in terms of mecha and by pedo humanoid kit, you think this is the best or one
Right
of the
now,
best?
I'd say it's one of the best. It seriously is. It's not really quite up there as like one of the more expensive kits. It's less expensive than say like the like the Agna Rage or the Steel Rain. But oh my, it is the engineering on this. There's no complications in building it. The Kotobukiya's instructions are really good, and just I don't think I had one complication with it. It was just a joy to build from beginning to end for me, and just all the little details in there that to panel line or to paint. I put little metallic blue accents all over my V-Thor, and I absolutely love it.
That's great. Jawan, you actually built a lot of Kotobukiya, frame arms and before that,
Yeah.
Glanpa, right? So
Yeah.
what do you think of this V-Thor right here? What do you like about it?
Well, Well, I started with Gundams and HG and then MG, and then when they came out with the, I don't know, 2.0 version of MG, it's like Gundam Dynamis, Gundam Area, is it Arios? And Virtue. The inner frame is pretty awesome. But when this bugger came out, man, this is the best MG. Call it an MG. I don't know whether I can call this an MG or not, but it's like crazy MG. For example, the shape, the limbs and all the parts. Like for example, you see the hands is like it bends and you can still hold it, and the shape of the hands is like it's like very the possibility is just awesome.
That
You
is-
can't fight that. Yeah, it's very humanoid kind of feeling. I'm not sure if you guys watched Mecha Gaikotsu. Even
Oh,
says
yeah,
it's the
yeah.
best Gundam.
Yeah.
Like wow, I was like, man, it's crazy gushing over this. And I really, when I was building it, I was just having fun building it, posing it, customizing it. Like what Joe, I pulled out parts from Weird Tales and give him another shield for his
Nice.
parts, and then just keep and then add some what do you call this, antennas or
Mhm.
ears,
Yeah,
so
yeah,
they
it's a
can
nice
be like
touch.
Roger.
Wow.
I like it though. I'm a big
Yeah.
fan of like head fins like that, antenna
Yeah, it's
fins.
pretty cool. And I just purposely bought these stacks to give him that kind of like, I don't know, mecha look. Doesn't
Yeah,
make
like
sense, but
propellant
yeah,
tanks.
Yeah.
Oh,
but
I
this is like if you're gonna shoot this, right, and then he's gonna die straight away.
it's just
And
a weak point, right? You blow those up, you lose a lot of health, but then you keep fighting
Yeah.
because it's
I'm
V-Thor.
sure that it's going to have controls to be able to
Exactly.
just like eject them off. And
Yeah, it'll purge them
yeah.
for sure.
And I really like the MSG parts. You can combine different weapons and stuff.
Mm.
The
So
amount of
it's
custom
just
ability I've seen people
amazing.
doing some awesome custom builds with V-Thor.
hmm
Like V-Thor and Weird Tales especially, it seems like people are making some really cool, like Anubis looking, mecha, kind of similar to the one that came out with Gluttony over the holidays.
Mm. That's cool. That's cool. You know what's funny though, because you guys were talking about the range of motion in this kit right here, and I actually went and look up on the website. It actually says that V-Thor it poses the widest range of motion in all the kits that they have released. Right, so it's like pretty cool, and you have double jointed on the elbows and on the knees as well. And the funny thing though, for me, is the sword right here. It's actually it's even taller than the kit itself. And in fact, the height for this V-Thor is probably the tallest in among the Hexa Gear bipedal kit, right?
hmm
I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Right here. Actually, I think I have my favorite Volcom right here, so we can kind of see the
Yeah.
difference. And for size comparison, I've got. I mean, some people maybe they are not familiar with Hexa Gear, so you have it's a 1/44th Gundam right here. So it's pretty big, and it's very fun to pose with. But for me, I just keep it, simple like this. Yeah. What about you, Joe? Obviously, you love this so much.
hmm It's again like it's that we sort of talked about it with Wayne in like the last episode where like I was saying that like I really like it when a humanoid like figure and stuff can actually hold a rifle type weapon properly, like where it looks natural,
Yeah.
like a person would, and this guy can pull it off like no problem, because again, like wrists alone have three different like directions they move, right? You have a swivel, you
Yeah,
have
that.
up and down in the wrist, and then you have a little bit of in and out, right? So like, let's see if I can focus on this
Yeah.
a little bit better. But like he can hold it in like a natural position, and I love that because it gives this a way more like one of the things I loved about the bulk arms is they're very sort of like basic and utilitarian, almost like a work mecha that's been repurposed into it, because their hands are like these big metal mittens, and like they're very squat, and I love that design. But this this just like, I don't know. I'll gush about it the whole time, right? It just killed it in terms of like the way it looks, the way it, like, you can get it in like really subtle poses that make it look alive. Like, it's not like, it has AI for sure. Well, I'm not sure, but you know, our resident Hexa Gear lore master would probably know whether or not it's got like its own kind of brain, but it has personality. And like, and every like custom that I've seen people do is just like, it's bananas, the subtle bits of like character they can put on it, because it's, to me, probably like the perfect humanoid mecha kit. And the fact that it's part of the Hexa Gear line means it's, you know, it's super modular. You can MSG the heck out of it. It's incredible, right? Like, it's such a cool thing. And even just like the little bits you can do without having to put anything else on it, right? Like, everybody I've seen, you know, like the four of us, all of our layouts are different, but they still look like V-Thor. I just love it. It's
that's another thing that I really love, is like, it feels like no two V-Thors that I've seen built have been built like the same. Yeah, everybody has put their own little spin to it, their own little adjustment, their little customization, and it just gives them so much personality. One of the things I was thinking about was like, I see y'all's V-Thor, and like the knees, you have them straight, but like the way I did the knees on mine, I kind of did that like reverse, like animal knee sort of thing, you know?
Yeah.
Oh, let me kind of focus on here. And it's not playing along with me. There we go. Never mind. Anyway, so yeah, I've got kind of like that reverse knee sort of thing going on. Kind of give it kind of an animal sort of like look to it, and like it works. Like the joints can do that naturally if you wanted them to. When I first noticed that, I was like, oh dang, I want to keep it that way.
It's beautiful. Like, there's so much about it that's like, yeah. Like, if you were like looking at any Hexa Gear kits and being like, I don't know, right? Like, I want something, you know, that's just awesome, and like you don't know where to start. Like, V-Thor's definitely a really good jumping point.
Oh, absolutely. And it's not, I wouldn't say it's one of those kind of kits that's like, you know, it may look intimidating, but these things aren't that hard to build, honestly. You just follow the instructions. And I would say like one of the things that I like about it in its look is like, it looks like it could be a video game protagonist, you know?
Yeah.
Like, you're playing a mecha game. This looks like the mecha you'd be, you know, fighting in and customizing as you play.
Yep.
Yeah, it looks like it could be from Nikkei.
Yeah.
You get what I mean? It goes I mean, everything is like so nicely built. I mean, when it was announced, like 2021 in their anniversary, everyone was gushing on the social media and like, man, what the heck's this? What the heck's this? And when it came out at the time, man, I just straight away went for it. The parts, the weapons, okay, the sword, just the katana or whatever that is. Is it katana? I don't know what you call it. What's it called?
Is it a Naginata?
Electric charge, super tactical, large tactical sort of.
Yeah, they've got some fancy name for it.
So before that, all we had was just the Monosaurus blade, right? From Hexa Gear. And this one is supposed to be the bigger version of it. I'm like, what? I can poke off my eye with this. It's crazy. And then the gun was like, the plasma gun was, okay, well, it's not that bad. Not like what Joe said when they were, I was won over when they were able to hold a gun like a SWAT team. The risk that was like, man,
right. I do love that too.
That was just freaking awesome. But however, I just found out that your MSG weapons and their hands do not really fit very nicely. I found out. This is a bit of an adjustment that you need to make if you're playing around with MSG combinations. Yeah. But still, it's freaking cool. It's just amazing. And they gave you a skateboard, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I was like, Optimus Primal. Optimus Primal. I'm like, yeah. What else did they think of?
With the sword, I ended up painting it, and no regrets at all. The white on the handle right there, and then using like a metallic, like plated gold sort of like color.
Oh
Nice.
man,
For
I
it.
should do
It
it.
really like made it like come alive. I loved it.
Correct.
Wow, that's a great idea. Speaking about the sword, I think Jia Wern, which edition did you get? Did you get the purple one?
Yeah.
Oh, I wish I was able to get that one.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think
God,
we're
that's so
able
cool.
to get this kind of like transparent, like clear, matte purple looking.
Mm.
The regular version, is the one that comes with what's that? Silver. Wait, let me see. So over here, I have two versions. Right here, this is the regular version, gray, and then this is the light purple ish. So looks pretty good. I like the sheath as well, that you can just slot it in.
Hmm.
And does any of you happen to have the shield built, not attached to the mech?
Oh,
No, I have mine on
yeah.
attached.
You
I
take a
think
second to
most of
just
us.
transform it.
Yeah, my sniper has the shield like set up as a shield. I'm trying to get him into a pose.
I keep looking off to the side because I'm staring at my V-Thor, just to let you know. In case anybody watching is like, "What's Mike doing? What's he looking at?" I am looking and gawking at
It's a
my
bit
V-Thor.
Yeah,
I'm undressing it with my eyes. I love it that much.
we are all playing with them like as much as we
Yeah.
can. But
Yeah.
yeah, like
Oh man, this is so cool, Joe. Tell
like
us
Yeah.
about
I
it.
absolutely
Tell
love
us
this
about
thing.
it. Yeah.
Well, so again, like I always have a bit of headcanon for the stuff I'm building, right? Albeit very, very slow painting and building, but I wanted like I really like the idea of like teams and squads and stuff, right?
Right.
So I like to I went with long range sniper type, wanted it to have like just a huge cannon kind of thing, and wanted to switch out the head too to be something a little more like what do you say, like that sort of served that has a lot more like cameras and stuff, because the standard V-Thor head has like two eye slits that are kind of um that are more standard eye style, but like I wanted something that he's got multiple zoom levels and stuff like that, and really kind of show. So I'm gonna, and I know I say this every time we do stuff, but I'm taking some pictures this weekend. So if you want to check out my Instagram, like I'll take some close-ups of the face, because I went for like that multi-camera look, because I thought, sniper, right? He's got to be able to see everything going on, but added a little bit of like extra armor to the more exposed stuff. So his left side, which is got the huge shield, doesn't have as much on it as the right. Like I added some stuff to kind of if he gets flanked, and just nerding out about it. But yeah, like it's these things, they're so good. I also gave him it's sort of hard to see here. I'm just gonna zoom this in a bit, but I gave him the combat knife from the bulk arm beta, because I wanted him to have like a little, so it's actually mounted on the inside of his shield there, so that he could grab
Oh,
that
I see.
if
Ah,
somebody
Yeah.
gets too
okay.
close. And then his like the gun that comes with him, I did
Very
the I put like the, looks more like maybe it's a like a mini gun, or like more of an automatic
Oh, yeah.
weapon,
Yeah.
so that he
Yeah.
can still fight up close a little bit. If guys get in mid range, he switches to that, and then if they get too close, he pulls out the knife. And then he's got like these MSG boosters on his hips to kind of
Mhm.
more like to get him onto things. Like it's not meant for flight, but just extra boost for his jump,
Hmm.
so that he can get on top of a building or a cliff, or get down from one without totally exploding. Because yeah, if they made a Hexa Gear video game,
Mm.
I'd be all over that, like
Makes me
100%.
it makes me kind of think of the Archangels in XCOM, where
Ah,
where they could just hover above,
yep,
at a certain point, and then
Ah,
snipe from up
yeah.
there, and then come back
I
down.
see. Yeah. True.
yeah. But yeah, they're so good, right? And then I'm just gonna switch out real quick to like, hopefully it doesn't tip over, because this little turntable is not the best. But like just having one of these guys, right? Like you can get them in like a like a slow walk kind of
Wow,
like
that's
really
cool.
really like subtle kind of poses and stuff that just it screams character while being like a faceless mech, and it just I love it. I cannot get enough of this.
Yeah.
And even on this one, like I kept the V-Thor head, but I put on a couple little extra bits. Like I give him an antenna, because he's sort of like the in my mind this other one was going to be like a sort of a rapid assault. So he's got the same sort of thrusters, but built into the shield binders on his shoulders to give him a little more of like a flight look. And then left arm is really armored up because that's his shield sort of like I like the asymmetrical kind of thing.
Yeah.
And it's just yeah. And then for my third one, I don't know 100% what I'm going to do, but I went through a few iterations of it. The only thing I don't like about this guy is the forearm. The forearms have one hex port on them, and it is the wrong way, if you know what I mean.
Oh, yeah. I see
And
it.
so there are a couple things that like, you're like, oh, I'm going to put this on there, and because it's like aesthetically it looks good, but because of the way it's angled, there's a lot of things that don't fit on the forearm. So you have to really mess with that. So that's why none of my guys actually have forearm armor, because I haven't been able to figure that out yet.
Yeah.
Mm.
But
I see.
other than that, I absolutely love this thing. Like I
Yeah.
said, like I've just been babbling for I don't know 20 minutes now. I'm gonna
I
let
would
somebody else
say,
talk.
I would say though that like when I first saw it, I thought it was a really cool design, but it was like I felt like this is a little advanced compared to say like the bulk arm. So the bulk arm looks cool
Mm.
because it looks like it'd be like a near future, like Joe said, kind of like a work mech that was converted for combat. But once you get your hands on the V-Thor, you take a look at it, you build it, you see a lot of the similarities, and you can see how this could easily be an upgrade from those bulk arms in the future from that, that point where the development has advanced. And I like that. I like that, it could like represent a different era, like in the future, as they develop their technology.
Yeah, like what they said about the lore and about the bulk arms, they're supposed to be like futuristic mechas, but still they don't fly and float like Gundams with wings and stuff. It's still very grounded in reality. And when I saw like this gun, okay, case in point, like the rifle that they gave along, I thought it was a bit too puny when it came out. I was like, what? Small little gun? Come on. And then you have to hold it like a SWAT team. But that was the aesthetic that they were going for. And you don't have to hold a big giant blaster. Doesn't make
Right.
sense when you're going to war, it's too heavy. And this is functional. And it makes sense in that era. And the other thing I want to talk about was about the sword. They say that the blades, right? This is supposed to be the bigger version of the Monosaurus. What
Oh,
call that?
okay.
Yeah.
Moonlight, right? So it's an upgrade, but of course it's a much better upgrade than that. It's like, yeah, can't compare that. And then just
Now,
what you were saying about the shields, right? What do you want to say about the
Oh yeah, just to show people that you can actually attach it and make it like a shield or like a what's it called, like a skate, a
it's a
board
shield
kind
and
of
then a
thing.
skateboard?
Yeah, so it's kind of like multifunctional. But it's
Yeah,
funny you talk about the upgrade, right, from Balcom to the V-Thor. Let's talk about the
yeah.
cockpit real quick. I think this is the first time that Hexa Gear did. I mean, I'm not sure, did this kind of back. What do you call it? Like the cockpit, you kind of open it from the back.
Reverse open, yeah.
The reverse open, so you have to like
Mm,
turn and then you open from the front, right? Just
true.
kind of like that. I think it's
Yeah.
the older ones you have to open from the front, or it's just like the
Well,
open cockpit type, right?
was Titanfall opening from the front or the back? Front.
Titanfall
Is
was
it
from the
back?
front, wasn't it?
Yeah, like
Yeah,
front or top. Most of them seem to have a top hatch, but it was
I see.
mostly the front would open because there was a lot of animations where like you'd be running at your mech and it would grab you and just
You
kind
run
of
to the
stuff
front.
you in his chest.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
I see.
Titanfall.
Cool, and put inside. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
So
this is
so this
reverse.
is
The
the
reverse it makes sense, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
so this is the
Because
Balcom, you
he has to
open
land, he has
from
to
the
put his
front.
hands down, and then you run from the back and get in.
So yeah,
Pretty
one
cool.
is like from the front, the Balcom, and then for the V-Thor you actually open the other side. Speaking of which, the pilot, actually not like which governor do you all use to pilot the mech? Do you have a
I use the
pilot?
X1. Pawn X1.
Governor Rose.
Ooh.
Oh,
You can
yeah.
you can fit the rose in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Take off her ponytail and she can
Tail.
fit and then
Yeah.
yeah.
The X1 looks pretty cool. Any
Yeah.
cons about this kit?
Hmm.
I'd say the only con is that if it's your first Hexa Gear kit, it's going to make you want to buy more Hexa Gear kits. That's my only con for it. Honestly,
Yeah.
I had zero complaints about this kit. Zero.
Yeah.
Correct. From the
Yeah. What
legs,
about
because
Joe or Jia Wern? What about you guys? Any cons?
Not really. My
Oh.
only concern, also the battery on my camera seems to be dying, so I'm gonna probably stick with this view for a little bit. The only con I really have is that much like the bulk arm and stuff, like getting a governor into it can be a challenge.
Yeah.
Like you get it in there and then you realize a hand popped off and you're like, I
Yeah.
could leave it off, but I don't want to. And then
Just look at this.
but once it's
Yeah.
in there, yeah. But once it's in there, right? Same thing with the bulk arm. Once you got everything in and you got the hands on the controls
Yeah.
and reconnected to the forearms, you were good to go. But that's my only real complaint is that it can be a bit fiddly, which realistically you're probably not going to be playing with it all that much where that becomes like a huge issue. But I do like to get the pilots in and out for photos and stuff, and you just got to work around that. But honestly, I don't think there's really anything where I was really like, I really wish they didn't do that. Because one of the things that I just for some reason absolutely love about this line in general, like with the bulk arms and stuff, is even though there are these mechs with these cockpits, with the exception of I think the Loudgill and like the bulk arm glands, none of them actually have a completely sealed cockpit.
Yeah.
So, like with this, you can actually see the governor's head right underneath his head, kind of like a Patlabor
Right, right.
thing.
Yeah.
And like the bulk arms have gaps, which I love because it's the sort of thing where, in my mind, like these fights could be like a sniper could take out a mech with a well-placed shot because he could hit the pilot, or Monoceros can go jumping in there and like run up the side and shink, and then off he goes and
Oh,
mech
absolutely.
goes down. Like I love the fact that like these things are like unstoppable killing machines, but they're also stoppable because you could take out the pilot. Like and so, which is why like I tried to armor up some of that stuff on these guys. Like both of them, I tried to do a bit of like a up armor on the chest to kind of keep them protected a little bit. Like I love the kind of world building you can do in your head with these. It just blows my mind.
Yeah, this is so good. Yeah, for me initially, I'm not really a big fan of all the holes, on the body, like the different holes. But you kind of like, you just grow into it, and I mean I get it. It's functional, right? So all of these holes, these parts right here, you can actually customize,
Yeah.
right? Just look at all of you guys. You have different parts, like even on the arms and even on the legs as well. So there are all of these what do you call it, the
Holes.
3 millimeters part that you can customize. So
You know the three dots that you have at the chest? I
yeah,
put in
the front.
a badge, like a
Oh wow.
general or a badge. And then the other side I put on the holes, I put in those round, I don't know, MSG parts that you sorry, which part? Yeah, over here. You see the three things? So I put in
Oh,
like
yeah,
three
Yeah.
round things to fit it in, like if you're one, you're a lieutenant, if you're two, you're a
So like
sergeant,
different
whatever.
Oh, like rank pips, yeah.
Ranking.
Yeah.
I love it.
So
That's
that's
cool.
why you just use those
That's
holes.
cool.
If not, the holes are just wasted. Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
I can see, and what you're talking about with that, because I have known people who didn't like Hex Gear because most of the kits have the hex-shaped holes all over them. But I mean, after a while, for me personally, I don't see them after a while. I don't even notice them.
Yeah. That's cool. That's cool. Yeah. Overall, it's a great kit, and there's a variant
Buy it,
coming
guys.
out. Yeah, coming out in August. Make sure you guys go and get it. And if you haven't started on Hexa Gear yet, this is the best time. Highly recommended. Price is a little bit steep, right? It's around 70 to 80 US dollars. I think we can give a shout out to our friend at the Smokestack Hobby.
Yeah.
I think they have some stocks for these V-Thor. Yeah, I think we talk a lot about V-Thor. We can wrap
Not
it up.
enough.
Not enough.
Not
We need,
enough.
like,
Never enough.
a whole series, a whole season of V-Thor on every part.
Yeah. V-Thor around the world.
Wow.
Maybe we should do a competition just about V-Thor, right? Everybody go custom your own V-Thor.
Ooh.
Oh,
And then you
oh.
get
I'd be
another
down.
V-Thor as a prize.
And then we'll
Yeah,
start
it's just
bringing
an
in
excuse to
some
buy another
parts.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. The prize is the Night Stalker V-Thor.
Oh! Okay, I'll ask Captain Yoon for it.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. All right. Anything else to add on before we sayonara?
Oh yeah,
Oh,
my X1 pawn that I use for the
Yeah.
pilot, and you can't
Yeah.
quite see it right there, but he's got like little gold like highlights on his
Yeah.
armor.
Oh, yeah.
Because I kind of
Nice.
like wanted him to be kind of like a white Power Ranger
Yes.
It looks cool.
when he had the white
Yeah.
tiger.
White and gold, man. They
It just
go
goes well
well.
together.
Yeah. All right. Cool. We're gonna beat adios over here. Thank you, Jia Wern, for your time today,
Thank you.
for sharing with us. If you guys haven't joined the Facebook Hexa Gear group, please go ahead. I'm gonna drop the link in the description. And Mike, Joe, thank you as always. It's fun, man. It's fun.
Yeah,
It's
go
fun.
check
Oh,
out the Hexa Gear Facebook group at least. And Jia Wern is really great with lore. So if you have any questions about the lore with Hexa Gear, he is the man to talk to. He's
Mhm.
absolutely the
Yes.
man to talk to.
100%. 100%. All right.
I'll just
Keep up.
Google Translate for you.
Yeah.
That works. All right. Keep up the good work, fellas. I'll see you guys in the
You
Discord.
too.
All
All
right,
right.
Sir.
have a good one.
Bye,
See
See you
ya.
guys.
guys. Bye-bye.